Da 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 da.
K to B Karen.
Da da.
Today I have Karen.
Hi. Oh.
I feel bonita, you know. The ride here was fantastic. My entourage was nice. The fans outside signing autographs. That was amazing. The first initial couple of months, that was like my dad always says if you weren't disciplined in the little things, you wouldn't be disciplined in the big things. So hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have K to be Karen.
Hi. Hello everybody, welcome. My channel has been bombarded with this guy named Osebi.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you here in our channel, but before we start, I'm gonna be my comfy mode and I'm gonna sit like that. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, the table's for you. The table's for you. Okay, well, welcome back to our channel here. I'm so glad to have you here in my channel, and it's been, what, 3 years since I've seen you?
We saw each other last year. We've seen each other this year.
3 years since I have a class with you.
Yes. No.
Yes.
We took statistics together for 1 week, and then I dropped it and left
Oh
you.
my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you finish it?
Yes.
Okay, now I have to take it next year to graduate.
Why didn't you just take it with me?
Because I already had like 6 classes. That would have been the 7th one.
Oh, Okay, we're gonna start from scratch. Like, how do you feel today?
I feel bonita, you know. The ride here was fantastic. My entourage was nice. The fans outside signing autographs. That was amazing. How do you feel?
I feel lovely. I feel so grateful to be here with you because, again, like, I haven't seen you in class with me, sitting with me for 3 years almost. So I'm really glad that we get to have this podcast because I get a chance to talk to you. I get to learn a little bit and catch up with you. The other thing is also, you know, when I started off doing this podcast, I thought of this being as more of an informative kind of discussion about certain topics. But then when I start doing it eventually, I realized that I actually have a good time catching up with people. So, for example, like, I could be friends with person A, for example, but then I'm always with them with groups of other people. Like, I'm not with them individually, you know? So this, in fact, also is nice for me because it's kind of like you're catching up.
Yeah, so it's more like a coffee date. We have imaginary coffee.
Imaginary coffee.
Sip sip.
Yeah, sip sip.
And then
sorry.
everybody else is a fly on the wall. This is
yeah, you guys are flies in the wall. We're just, you know, chit chatting. Okay, tell me, how is university? What year are you in? How would you introduce yourself to the audience? What's happening?
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Osebi. Spelled O-S-E-B-I, pronounced Osebi. You know, it's important to emphasize. I just finished my 3rd year in physics. I'm a physics honors student going into my last year. University has been amazing. It feels like I spent so much of my life saying, oh, I'm going to go to university and do this. I'm going to be this person. But everything that has happened so far, I couldn't have premeditated or like planned that ahead. And so it's made the journey very interesting because every day is unexpected and new.
That's nice. Can I ask you a question? Are you like a domestic or international?
I'm international.
Okay, and where are you actually from?
That's a good question. I'm from Nigeria.
Yay!
Yeah, I am Nigerian.
How does it feel to be in a new country? How does it feel to be part of this new culture at the university? How does everything feel? And now that you've been in it for almost like 3 years, but how was the starting like?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I came just slightly post-COVID. I came here January 2022. And yeah, the day I came, it was like -30 or something. So that was very steep. But I think the hardest part adjusting was the socialization part. You know, making friends, getting comfy. Since it was just post-COVID, everybody had lost the taste to socialize or knew how to do it. So the first initial couple of months, that was like it's a bit too boring here, but then it's been fun since then. Canada wasn't too much of a culture shock for me somehow.
It was or wasn't?
It wasn't.
Okay, so how was your high school though, like at the last few years of your high school? Because I assume like we've been hit by COVID, so was your classes online or were they in person or what did they look like?
They were online. I don't know what they look like because I never attended them. Uh, no, look. Okay, let's say first online class. You wake up, you shower, you do whatever, you sit at your table, and you're trying to be serious. And then middle of the day, you get sleepy, and you're like, "No, I'm just gonna nap." And then I think I ended up just napping till like the end of the day, and I missed the rest of my classes.
Oh Lord.
Next day,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I can just do the classes in bed.
Yeah.
And then I realized I'd stay in bed, wouldn't listen to anything, and sleep or do something else, play games. Then after that, I was like, you know what? I was all just not go. But it was really comfortable for me because this was my last year in high school. And the way Nigerian schools, or at least my school, is you don't learn anything new in your last year.
Okay.
Because we have like those big exams coming up.
Right.
And you just have to study for exams and revise. So it wasn't like I was losing crucial education time personally. So I was lucky like that.
Okay. Because, for my high school, when I did it, like you still continue learning new information until your last year. I personally had online classes too. I loved it not because I get to nap, because I was an introvert. I didn't like talking to people as much. I was very weird. So if I had like public speaking things to do, I love doing those. So in that sense, I'm an extrovert. But then if I had to socialize to people, then I'm like, I rather sit at home. I was kind of like a mix of both. And then when online school happened, I was super happy. I was able to pay attention though. I've never had this issue of like napping or anything. I enjoyed my...
Yeah, you've always been the serious kid.
Yeah. Like I've enjoyed my online classes and everything. But I think for me at least, it was just that because people around me were not as active in online classes, it seemed like to me sometimes the teachers themselves didn't put in that as much effort because they knew that no matter how much effort they put, not majority of the people would actually pay attention in class.
So, I mean, maybe it was just as much of a struggle for them as it was for the students too. It's like they probably had to wake up if they had family and kids, maybe make breakfast, get their own kids to go to your desks and attend classes, and then move to a different room, set it up, and teach.
Dude, I never considered that.
Yeah, so I think it was very difficult for them. And in Nigeria, COVID wasn't bad. It was pretty bad. I lost a couple of family, but I mean, relatively compared to some of the Asian countries or the USA, the deaths weren't that bad. But I'm just assuming that it was very difficult, especially for the adults, because we, the kids, we just had to literally wake up, attend classes, and sleep. The adults had to probably had a lot of anxiety, fear, and whatnot.
That's fair. So, touch wood. I hope there is never an outbreak like that again. But
what's touch wood?
Touch wood's like no evil eye or no jinxing.
Oh,
yeah, touch wood. I don't know if that's wood anyway. But my point is, if you had to go back in time, right now that we've experienced the outbreak. Our generation have experienced it. But let's say like 20 years from now, there's something like that again.
Yeah.
How would you feel like things could be dealt differently? Like, for example, when I speak about online classes, do you still feel like online classes could still be a thing now that we know maybe it doesn't work best for everybody? Or like, what do you think could be different? Just a personal opinion.
I think it would be more of a shock to the students then. I mean, even now, since COVID, a lot of universities have classes that are now online only. That wasn't really a thing before. And I feel like the kids in 20 years would be used to having online classes, or I think they call it asynchronous learning or whatever. Or is it asynchronous, asynchronous, whatever?
I say asynchronous.
Okay.
Whatever.
They'll be used to it, I hope. Personally, in 20 years, I wouldn't be in a classroom. But if I was, I probably would do the same thing I did then and just sleep. I think it was a good break if you needed a break. COVID was an amazing break. Sadly, people died, so it's not fair to really say that. But I think if you had been going at life, like going through a very difficult period and you just needed time for the world to slow down. Yes. Actually, I take it back. Never mind. I forgot I'll be an adult then. I was a kid then, so I didn't have bills to pay or anything. So actually, I think I'll be, never mind.
But then, how we had online classes, do you still think online classes could be done like during an outbreak, or do you suggest an alternative? And what would be that alternative?
Alternative to online classes, I don't think there's any other option really.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So you kind of think that's kind of like the best way out?
It's the only way out.
Yeah.
Except they just stop education for a couple of months, which is steep.
Yeah, I also feel like, one thing, this is just what I feel, because I think with this outbreak, people realize they're not as disciplined. So what they could do is, up until the other outbreak comes, they could have more teach people more discipline. But I don't know if you can ever teach people discipline.
I mean, discipline is taught for sure. I think you have to learn discipline. I don't know how much of a natural thing it is.
Yeah.
Maybe organization, that could be natural. But discipline, somebody needs to actually teach you the ways to be disciplined. I mean, mine was my dad. He loved being disciplined. So, but at the same time, it's a choice.
That's true. Yeah.
Because at the same time, I have friends who are like, "Oh, Osebi, you're super disciplined." But most of the time, being disciplined for me is a choice I make very consciously. It's like, if COVID came, like I said, I'm gonna go stay in my bed.
That's the thing. You know how, for example, every day we know that we have to brush our teeth, take a shower, eat breakfast, because that's part of the routine.
Yeah.
I just wonder if discipline could be somehow taught to people to be integrated in our routine, but I don't know how much would that even help.
I think it's possible. My dad always says, if you weren't disciplined in the little things, you wouldn't be disciplined in the big things. So you have to be disciplined at waking up at a certain time, disciplined at going on a run at this time, or having breakfast at this time, or eating specific meals. So yeah, I think you could integrate discipline into someone's life, just with the little things. It's wake up, lay your bed, wake up, clean the floors.
That's true. Okay, tell me this. How important do you find university in a person's life? Apart from the education side. It's a big question.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very big question.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people these days are very anti post-secondary education, and I'm very pro post-secondary education. I don't personally see a lot of paths to excellence without it. And
unless you have a business or
precisely
you
entrepreneurship, and there are several ways to do it. So it's still an ignorant thing for me to say, oh, there's not a lot of ways to get to success. But ultimately, I think it's very crucial to be an educated person. And in the 21st century, education has become something that's considered to be very specialized. It's not really. You go into university, they make you take these electives, they make you learn about politics, governance, history. I feel like ultimately these are the things that make you an educated member of society. These are the things, if you told me you have an undergrad degree, I expect you to be able to have a very logical conversation regarding any issue. That's what makes you an educated person, not your expertise in computer science or business or biology. It's logic.
I also feel like, I don't know if this is valid to say, but I feel like education teaches you how to be mannered, teaches you how to be disciplined. Because when you're doing university, you have assignments, you have deadlines, you have things that you need to meet on time. With those assignments and deadlines, I think it hones your skills, but it also scrapes off any potential laziness, scrapes off the thought that you can get away with not meeting deadlines, So I think with university, not only you learn actual education, but also you learn, going back to the idea of discipline. It teaches you how to be a person in the outside world.
Yeah, yes, it teaches discipline. Does everybody learn discipline though? I don't think so. But I think what education does is you learn yourself.
True. I like that point.
Yeah, you learn yourself. A lot of people go through school and I'll do my assignment 2 weeks early. I know friends who would do it that night and get 100 on it. You're forced to learn yourself. You're forced to learn how you handle pressure, how you handle deadlines. You're forced to learn, how do I balance extracurricular life with my work life?
But also it kind of teaches you how to be independent. Because, as you said, right, you need to force yourself to do certain things, force yourself to go to class. If your class is at 8:30, how do you make sure that you sleep earlier the night before? Or if you don't, how are you going to get up early? Those things teaches you how to get outside from your high school mindset and prepares you for the outside world.
Yeah,
Is what I feel.
that's fair. I mean, I went to a very hardcore high school, so university has been hard, but I haven't really learned a lot of new things regarding discipline that I wasn't forced to learn in high school. My high school, from grade 9, you have to start attending classes from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day.
7 a.m.?
Yeah, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, and you had to attend classes on Saturdays too. And that was very hardcore, and you only get a total of 2 months holiday in an entire year. So, in my opinion, that really pushed a lot of us that went to my school to the limit.
Tell me this. So now that you're in university, I don't know if, do you do any part-time jobs outside of university at all?
No, so I'm lucky enough that some of the work I do on campus pays me a little stipend to get by.
Okay, I was just
monthly.
gonna ask, like, if you ever did like a part-time, I don't know if
Yes,
you,
I
you
did.
have-
I did work at Staples. I did work at
Okay.
Staples, and I made a lot of friends there.
But do you ever find like part-time job universities like too much? And when you now, because you remember like when you're in high school, you do like a 7 to 5 and you're exhausted. Now when you're like at university, this is like a full-fledged full-time thing. You're doing a part-time job. You got to cook for yourself. How does that feel? Exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it. Personally, I've done part-time since second year. I've done part-time in classes, and you only have to learn to adjust. But yes, my worst grades ever came during the period where I started working part-time. And funny enough, for me, it was very scary for that to happen because Nigeria had a stable economy where it was possible for my parents to pay my tuition and fund my living expenses. And then our economy crashes, crashes. And that just flips very fast.
And this was during COVID?
No, this was way post-COVID.
Oh, okay.
This was a change in governance type of issue.
Okay.
And basically, since then, it's been just me, trying to keep up with everything. And so I never thought I would have to work part-time during school. I'm like, okay, work full-time during summer. When school is on, focus on school. And so when there was a time I had to work maybe 30 hours and go to class. And so, yeah, that was like very exhausting. It's not something you get by very easily. For me, I tell people, if you don't have to do it, you really shouldn't.
Yeah, it surprises me. I feel like you're very hardworking. I really don't know, like, those people who do a part-time job and study at the same time. Kudos to you, because I really have respect. That's hard job, and it's really nice that you get to do something like that because not only you gain experience, but you make friends along the way.
Yeah, I guess that is true as well.
So when you, like, after high school, obviously, like, you're looking for a university. How did you land up choosing this university?
Long story.
Okay, long story short.
This is good tea.
Okay.
Very good tea.
Okay.
I started out in mechatronics engineering in a private university in Nigeria.
You told me this.
Yep.
Yes.
And I went through there and I did first year. And after that, I met somebody I liked in that school. And someday she's like, yo, Osebi, we need to talk. And I'm like, really? And we sit down and she says to me, I might have to leave. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's, I'm going to the University of Virginia. And I'm like, oh, cool. And she's like, why are you not reacting? She's like, and I'm like, I'm gonna just come with you. And she's like, what? She's like, you can do that? I'm like, I don't know. We'll find out.
Aww.
And so I told her I wouldn't go to U of R, but I'll go to USask. And she was like, you know the schools there? And I was like, yeah. So my mom had come to Saskatchewan way back when I was younger. And I tell people this all the time. When she says, Osebi, I went to U of R, I went to USask, beautiful schools, you should go. And I say, Saskatchewan? What is that place? What is that word? And I told her I never will. And then this particular partner at the time said this. And then I was like, cool, I guess we're going to Sask then. And then I go to USask portal. The deadline was shutting down that night. And I did it. And I paid for it.
Last moment, kind of.
The last moment, I just feel that. And then I got it. Eventually, I transferred, came here, and I left her there because she never came along.
Oh.
So initially, it was
So
like...
it's for her, but then it landed up without her.
Yeah, but then at the same time, it's like, oh, Osebi, because kind of somewhere along the journey, it became my story, my goals. I was no longer just doing it for her. Like the initial motivation, yes, it was her, but you just find purpose in doing some things. And so I had found that purpose, but still there was that feeling like, oh, we're meant to do this together. I have to do it alone. I don't feel really good doing this alone. But one learns to just get along.
Wow. Then do you ever thank her for your actual journey?
No.
A little bit at all?
No.
But don't you feel like she was the one who actually
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Not even like 5%?
No.
Why?
I don't know. Just
Okay.
never felt it. I never felt. I don't know. You have a good point.
Tell me this: if you've never met her, if she wasn't in your university, would you consider coming here?
Well, I would. So this is the part where I give her credit, and I say this as well. After first year in Nigeria, I realized I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I didn't like the environment, the energy. And so I had already told my dad I was no longer interested. And I guess it's also because I had little exposure to going to schools outside of Nigeria. So I told him, I think I do not want to stay here. It's like I was doing really well, but you constantly had to work past environmental factors. It's like something like, oh, I wake up 5 a.m. ready to start the day, but there's no water to shower. There's no electricity.
Okay.
Those things, I found them very jarring.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I just got out of class.
Like basic necessities.
Yeah, I need to have lunch so I'm not tired. I don't want to exhaust myself. Oh, I can't get food at the cafeteria. And so I found like those little things were hinging on my ability to be a great student.
Yeah. When those things add up, they just,
And so it was already in conversation, although I was thinking of schools in the US, not here. But me coming here entirely hinges on this one person in my life. Entirely hinges on her. So kudos to her, I guess.
Yeah, see, you do give her some credit.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you need to realize that. And I'm glad I was part of that realization. Okay, tell me this. What's the difference between the quality of education back in Nigeria and here?
For me, it was the amount of things I wanted to be limiting me to become the person I wanted to be.
Okay.
Throughout high school, I was very mediocre and average because of one thing: I didn't care. I was very aware of the fact that I was not gonna get to have all that time and be a kid again. So I made sure I was a kid. And I always tell people, high school for me was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I always boast about this. I was the popular kid, and I enjoyed playing that role.
Yeah.
And my friends as well were really popular, and we were like the goons of school, And so I enjoyed that time.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a very academic family. Both of my parents are professors. My sister's getting her PhD. So I knew what's required of me as soon as I got into university. So as soon as I got into university, I locked in, and I was in engineering, and I still remember.
And which engineering, sorry?
Mechatronics.
Okay, so what is that? Like
mechanical
and
electrical, computer.
Okay, and this was a 4-year program?
5.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a 5-year program. I remember my first semester, I got a 4.4 out of 5.
Oh, nice.
On my GPA, and I was mad. I was very annoyed.
So it's kind of like the environment kind of made you that way.
Well, not the environment. I was focused, but I was having my bit of fun too,
Yeah.
And I just felt, that's strange. And I remember the president, who we call the vice chancellor in Nigeria of the university, was my dad's friend. So he reached out to me, was like, hey, results came out. How did you do? And I said this, and he's like, this is not a representation of who you are. You need to get it up. And I said, cool, just watch.
Okay.
Second semester came on, I logged in.
Okay.
I remember I would wake up early, go to my classes, get my stuff done. After classes, I'd go to hostel, shower, change, leave right after, go back to the classrooms and study.
Right.
Till like 10 p.m.
Yep.
And 10 p.m. is the point students are no longer allowed to be outside of their hostels. You have to go back to the hostel and they lock the doors and you can't get food because all the cafeterias shut down by 9 p.m.
Oh, okay. So there's like restrictions.
Yeah,
in
and
that
those
sense.
things, because for me, it was like, oh, I came back from class. I am exhausted, but I have to study. So I'm going to skip lunch, skip supper. I want to be able to grab a quick meal when I'm done studying and go to my bed. So I still remember I leave. If I was lucky, there was a tiny shop at the entrance of the hostel and I could get bread and a bottle of Coke.
And that was your day.
Yeah, and that was it.
Wow.
And
So your hostel was not like with. I assume it's far away from your parents.
no, also this was across the country. I was way across the country.
Oh.
And it's a private school, and how private schools work is it's not like this.
And this was your university,
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay.
It's fenced off. You're in school throughout. To leave school, you need permission, and it has to be a good reason. And it was Christian, so there was a lot of management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the quality of education, though? Did you feel like you learned more there as your mechatronics, like your degree, or did you feel more fulfilling when you started your physics here at the university? Which one was more fulfilling?
Considering it was only 1 year, and it was foundational year, there's not much of new things you learn in first year.
Yeah, not much to compare.
It's not very challenging, to be fair. And so I can't really say this is this. I would say, yes, opportunity differs here. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of room to grow, which might not be readily available there. But learning, I could compare. I could say it's pretty similar.
Okay. So then if, for example, you never landed here, let's imagine your two routes. Like if you were still in Nigeria and if you continued to be here, how different do you think your life would have
I would be a very different person.
Like
I think so. Sometimes I look at the fact that, I've gotten to do so much research as an undergrad, and I've gotten to be so involved in several things here. You know, some of the best times I had was on the space team, doing all the cool stuff, and with the Canadian Light Source now. I think it's made me grow exponentially as a person, as a student. I don't think I would be 0.1 of this if I was there.
Do you also agree on the fact that a person grows when they kind of get out of their home? What's your opinion on that?
There's not a thing anybody would have done for me to stay at home. My dad preached this every morning, comfort zones. He says, you don't study in your bed.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, you don't study in your bedroom. He would say that all the time. You want to do stuff, you find places where. So in my house, I literally have this in my apartment, rather. There's places I do not allow myself to relax in, because those spaces, they're like dedicated for studying. So when you're in that chair, you have one job. It's to study and lock in.
Yeah.
So you don't go there and sit. You don't bring the books to the bed. When you're here on the bed, you got to sleep. But anyways, that was my elementary understanding of comfort zones. And so when my dad was like, oh, Osebi, you should stay here. I'm like, if I stayed here, I would not be serious for a day. I would be, because I'll probably have a car to myself, take one of my parents' car to myself, get free meals at home, stay on campus whenever I want to, you know.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But when you force yourself to go to Scandinavia, Saskatchewan, and you're freezing off, and you have to learn to be your own man, really. You have to learn to build your own dreams and make it fly.
Tell me this. How was so when you first moved here, were you kind of like upset that you were leaving family behind? And how often did you meet your family ever since you moved here?
I do not miss my family.
Okay, so it's been what, 3 years?
Mom, I miss you. I miss my family. I miss my dad.
Yeah.
I do not feel a sickening type of longing for them, however.
Okay. Because you're so busy in what you're doing, I suppose.
Exactly. You don't really get a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
I also went to boarding school when I was like 10. So
used to it.
I'm very weaned. My sister, hasn't seen us for like 6 years now. She's in the US. And so when I came, I hadn't seen them until last year. I went for a vacation in Nigeria and I saw my dad and mom. That was a nice 2 weeks, very healthy time. But I still haven't seen my sister. So
Do you ever regret the decision that you moved here and maybe you could have been closer with your parents if you were back home? I suppose maybe still not because you were in the hostel anyway, but
No.
you never regretted.
I mean, for me, my entire life was building up to this point, having my own dreams, and has to happen at some point, right? So that's what I'm most proud of.
Do you ever feel like, this is not about you, but just a general conversation, do you ever feel like as a person grows up, it's always about me. It's always about my goals. It's always about what I want to do. It's less about being more adjusting. It's less about what your family wants you to do because you're exposed to like the world. So do you ever feel that way? And do you ever feel like this is a bit selfish? Like, what do you feel on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody asked me earlier in the week, there was something, they were like, do you ever miss your ex? And I'm like, I forgot about that. I've not had any time. And I spend my free time thinking to myself, oh, Osebi, why are you going for grad school? You don't have a lot of time. Do you know what you want to do for grad school? That sleeps in my head. It's always constantly, oh, Osebi, you have not had a meeting with your co-founders in a week.
Or are you building a company?
There's just too much to think about constantly. Do I feel selfish about it? Absolutely. Do I feel guilty for being selfish? No.
Okay.
I think that's
answering my question.
yeah. I do not feel selfish or feel some type of guilt.
Okay. So subtly, were you trying to like highlight that you have a company there?
No.
Are you building one?
Yes, but I wasn't.
It's in the works of it.
Yes. There's a Opus.
I think I know it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going through the incubator program there. I haven't been as committed as I should be so far, but I'm having fun trying to figure it out.
Nice.
It's been a lot of fun.
Do you ever feel like it's always nicer to maybe sometimes not plan everything? I've had a few people in my podcast where they're always like, I want to plan, specific part of my life. And I do see the benefits of that. I think I belong to that side of the spectrum. But do you ever feel like sometimes it's nice to figure it out, to be a little bit more flexible in that sense?
No.
Okay, you don't like the idea of figuring it out.
All right, if this is the spectrum,
yes.
Letting things be and just figuring it out and planning your entire life, this is me.
This is you, okay.
My dad, when we were kids, it's always my dad.
Yeah.
He made us all the time. He would say, get a book, write a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 15-year plan, and I want to see it. And we'll do this almost every summer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so I can't stop thinking that way. I'm always thinking 5 year, 10 years. And everybody's always like, oh, Osebi, slow down, be in the moment, focus on next year, never be too much in the future. My therapist has this problem with me. He's like, you're always never in the present. He always.
Do you see that as a problem?
Yes, it is a huge issue for me. I am never in the present. I
Your mind's always running.
I never think to myself.
Are you a Gemini?
No.
Okay. Leo?
Capricorn.
Okay. No clue about Capricorns, but sure.
They say we were like the most hardworking people.
Yes, I'm sure you are. I definitely can see that.
No, I like being called hardworking. I don't think I am. At the end of the day, it's just that for me. I never think to myself, oh, slow down, appreciate this moment. This is something beautiful. Like, it's now I'm thinking to myself, oh, Sebi, it's like, it's Karen, enjoy this. But otherwise, I'm already thinking 2 years, 5 years. I'm thinking, what is this video going to look like on YouTube in 5 years? I'm going to go show this to my friends. But that's just me. I just can't stop and say, let's think about today. It's always, what are we doing tomorrow?
Okay, tell me this. What do you want to do in 5 years then?
In 5 years, what do I want to do?
Doesn't have to be specific. Could be high level too.
I know exactly what I want to do.
If you want to share.
I want to be working in Google as a quantum scientist.
Ooh.
I think that's what I want to be doing in 5 years.
Okay.
And I want to have a successful startup that gives me nice side income. I just want to work enough to get enough money, then quit someday and take all the money I made, invest it, and start my own thing.
Wow, very like entrepreneur kind of mindset.
No, money.
Money mindset. Okay, money-driven mindset.
It's about the money. It's always about the money.
Okay, tell me this. Have you ever taken, because I think in physics they have something called quantum mechanics. Have you taken that class?
I've taken quantum mechanics 1 and quantum mechanics 2.
How was that?
Mechanics one was a culture shock.
Why?
You know, quantum isn't.
Yeah, it's
If you
not
go
as
through a quantum
classic.
class and you're not, slightly shook, but yeah, I still remember the first time.
Yeah.
I think this was intro to quantum. This wasn't quantum mechanics itself. It was intro to quantum,
Yeah.
and one of my profs explained tunneling to us, particle tunneling, and it was the most absurd thing. And I remember for the next 1 week, it's like, have I had things tunneling through me my entire life? It's just me sitting there and thinking about. But yeah, quantum mechanics was a culture shock initially. I couldn't do the assignments. I'll tell you that for sure. The assignments were very difficult. A lot of my peers were able to get through them, but I would sit down and look at the assignments and be like,
They're tough.
how do you expect me to solve this? And the assignments took days to get through.
Yeah.
But it was during this period of my life I found out that assignments were never my thing. However, finals and midterms I could ace.
Oh, okay.
So it was like I would really struggle through the midterms, through the assignments, and then when midterms come, I have a grasp. And I guess that's how education.
That's how it works.
That's how it's meant to be, I guess. Yeah. But it was the first time where I look at an assignment and I do not know where to start or end. Quantum mechanics was that much of a culture shock. Quantum mechanics 2, it was much more about reading and expanding what you already know. So
I'm going to divert this a little bit because you said cultural shock. When you first moved here, apart from the weather, what were some of the culture shocks that you've had?
none.
None? None at all?
Really.
Did you ever have challenges making friends? No, it's a genuine question. I don't know. It could be no. It's fine.
So initially, yes, and I'll explain to you. My first semester was the winter term, and all my classes were online.
And that's when I first met you?
No.
Okay. I met you in the fall.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And all my classes were online, and this made me. I was in VP. I was in Athabasca.
Okay, yeah, you told me.
I was in there all the time, and slowly, you just become more and more antisocial as the days go by. And yeah, so I had friends during that point actually, but it still didn't feel real.
Okay.
And then fall came and
ta-da!
Yeah, people still walk. I think last semester somebody came to me and was like, I remember taking computer science in first year with you and you were a chaos.
Oh Lord. So tell me this, you're taking physics.
Yeah.
You're studying physics. How did you take a comp sci class? Was that an elective or you're doing a minor?
Oh, physics students are required to take computer science
just
classes.
one then?
No.
Two?
The 2 first year ones.
2 first year ones. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to do a certificate, but then international tuition is just outrageous. So I said, no guys.
Okay. So you still have 1 more year. Next year is your last year then?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you enjoying physics so far?
It's been amazing. I don't think I'll ever study anything else, or I would have studied anything else if I could go back in time.
How did you land in physics again?
Lovely story.
No, not that story. I mean, like, how did you think of getting into
Lovely story.
There is a different story.
Very lovely.
Okay, tell me.
When I was going into university initially in Nigeria, I think my first choice was mechatronics engineering, second choice electrical engineering, third choice was physics, something like that. And you get your choices according to your academic performance or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I got into mechatronics engineering, cool. But then when I applied to transfer here, I applied with my very mediocre high school grades.
Okay.
So engineering here said, nah, you're not getting here with those grades. And I'm like, cool, you should see my university grades. And they were like, oh, those are good. We'll let you transfer.
Okay.
At that time, they were making the first year block. I don't know if you know about the engineering first year block.
I think there's specific classes you need.
No, so it's they have like 13 classes a semester.
13 classes.
Yeah, or more even.
Okay, you're including labs too.
I don't know. No, like 13 classes.
Can't be just classes.
I'll explain to you how it works.
Okay.
The classes don't last the entire 4 months.
Okay.
Some last a month, 2 months, 3 months. And you take a lot of classes in general engineering, computer science, math, physics.
And this still happens?
This just got introduced here 3 years ago.
Okay.
This is, however, how engineering is globally.
Okay.
I went through a block engineering. Okay. All the engineering students take all the same classes in first year.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In my first year in engineering, I think I took a total of 25 classes or something.
Okay. And those were going for 4 months?
Yeah, mine was full 4 months.
Oh my God.
So I think first semester was 11, second semester was like 14, something like that.
I mean, I know that they have a crazy amount of classes, but I didn't know it's this many.
Yeah. So when the College of Engineering here changed to that block system, they said because we have such a great first year system, we're not going to take transfers from outside the university anymore to go into second year. We want everybody to go through first year. And I'm here like, you know what? I just went through a first year engineering block, and this was the most exhausting time of my life.
Yep.
I would not go through it again.
I see. So that's how you landed in
And
physics.
yeah, I had already studied physics, and I was like, I think I'll just hold my ride here in physics, honestly.
Do you ever regret this decision at all?
There was a time where I used to constantly think about it, but Jesus, I think I've had such an amazing time so far.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think my story could have gotten any much more better anywhere else.
Okay, so you're grateful for whatever has happened.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell me this, what about your research? Like, what are you researching on? Is it related to physics or is it more engineering? Like, what's going on there?
When I say material science, do you think engineering or physics or chemistry?
Define material science first.
Just answer it.
I think it's physics.
You think it's physics? Okay.
Because you have to define it. I don't think I know
Okay,
what
so
material
naturally,
science
when I
is.
say material science,
Yes.
a lot of people think engineering, like
Why?
like metallurgy or strength of materials,
Actually,
and thinking of ductility, malleability. Those
now
type
I
of,
think it's engineering. Sorry,
Yeah.
I changed my
a
mind.
lot of people look at it that way.
Yeah.
But there's a much more elementary part of material science where you look at things at the smallest level possible.
So like atoms,
Yeah.
electrons.
So the ideal procedure in material science, first of all, synthesis, chemistries.
Okay.
The chemistry guys look at compounds, stuff like bonding and elements, and properties of all these elements, and decide to make a compound. Synthesis. Then characterization. This is where physics comes in. In characterization, we want to actually say this is the character of the material. The material can be used in LEDs, which is what I do. Material can be used in cars for batteries. It
So
can be
then-
used as this.
You're not looking into the stresses, strains. So that's the engineering.
That's the last part of it.
Okay.
That's the engineers. And the engineers are so far away from it, most of the time, they know nothing about this part.
Yeah, like the chemistry, physics.
Yeah, because an engineer will look at a material this size,
Yeah.
this big,
Yeah.
the size of this room.
Yeah.
I'll look at the size of a material this small.
Different perspectives.
Yeah, a chemist synthesizes a material in Germany. What he sent to me is this small, and I take it to the Canadian light source with my supervisor and my colleagues, and they take it to the beam line. We put energy through it, and
You work at the light source?
yeah, that's how I do. That's how I do research. Yeah.
Yeah, like I know they have like their mini cubicles.
Yeah,
they
so-
have the lights.
Yeah, we do all of our experiments at the Canadian light source, and so you take all that energy, you put it in. When you put it into the material, the electrons absorb, and they promote themselves up, and this basically causes a series of processes.
Chatting. Okay, tell me this. Now that we've chatted so much about life and everything,
Yeah.
if you had to let's say go back and let's say if you had a chance to change your major, what would it be? Imagining that, let's say if you were taking engineering and you wouldn't be restricted to taking that first year block, would you consider engineering or would you consider something else and not physics?
If I was still there, maybe electrical.
Engineering?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't? Okay.
If I was an engineer in here, because they don't have like a mechatronics or an aerospace, which was like my preferences, which were my preferences. But electrical is really difficult here. But I feel like that's probably what I would have done, or engineering physics.
And would you still have gone into research? I don't think I've met any engineer who's done research.
Oh, there's a lot.
I don't think
In
I've
this
met.
building during the summer, there's a lot of engineering students doing research with
met them.
professors. But I probably would have just gone straight into internships for the money. That's the only correct answer.
Okay. Before we end here today, do you have any burning questions for me or do you have any words for the audience?
I have a few sentences of advice. I would say, I think people should be kinder to themselves and understand it's the one life you get. So don't feel pressured to live a life that isn't yours. It's your story. be confident to make it what it is, and build your dreams like kites and just throw them as far as you can. Have fun.
Thank you. So we're just going to end today's podcast here. We'd like to thank everyone so much for taking a look at our podcast. We really hope that everybody out there, whoever is from Nigeria or anyone who's an international student, has learned so much from this lovely, inspiring story. If you have a specific question for Osebi, feel free to mention it in the comment section below, and I will have Osebi kindly answer those if he feels like, and whenever he gets time. And with that, we're going to end today's podcast here.
Bye-bye.